What's going on, guys? Survivor's Remorse After Show. We're talking about the mystery team. And don't forget, it's all about the Benjamins. Let's get it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yeah. Hey, it's all about the Benjamins, baby.
Yeah.
It's all about the Benjamins, baby. Ready for it? Hey. Y'all know the line. Hey. What you wanna do? Wanna be ballers, shot callers, ballers. And that's all I know. Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Go ahead, cut that
That's
off
what we
there.
got.
It's a wrap.
You guys are tuned into the spot to be the Survivor's Remorse After Show. Today we're covering Mystery Team. For those that are tuned in, there was supposed to be a new episode tonight, but I believe that got pushed back. But we did need to do some catching up because we did miss you guys during Labor Day weekend, so it's all good. So we are covering the Mystery Team. But before, I'm your host, Jimmy V. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Be Your Own Dad. Let me introduce my panel.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Trene. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at your girl, Trene.
And of course, I am Gary Thomas. You find me on all social media at I am Gary Thomas and at IamGaryThomas.com.
Yeah, so let's get right down into it. I actually like this episode here because they touch upon something that us on the outside of the athletic world aren't really too familiar with, and that comes down to contracts. So the interesting aspect about the contract that Cam already has is he's got a opt-out. And for those of you that don't know what that means is after that year, if the person's not satisfied, they can get out of that contract without no penalty, anything of that sort. So as we see in this episode here, Reggie's sticking to his guns the whole time. It starts off straight. He's meeting with Indianapolis, Milwaukee, and he's looking for a specific contract, which is max out years, max out contract, as well as the opt-out option, which we don't learn until the end of the episode, but that's what he's looking for.
Because he's got a really big team. And
he's some really big rings, exactly. And
so basically, that's what it is. He's looking out for the fam.
But I mean,
right.
yeah, I get it,
know?
but at some point, it's like the fan was being a little bit selfish throughout this. It's like they were all concerned with their own thing. It's like, but this is the moneymaker. This is his career. He'll have the money for y'all to live anywhere and do what you want to do, but everybody's like, we want to stay in Atlanta. You need to. Why you gotta stay in Atlanta, man? What if a bigger, better team came along? Y'all moving or you're not? What's up?
right.
So you think they were kind of being in their own self-interest?
Yeah,
in
just a
this
little
episode?
bit. Like, we know the family is like, tight knit family. They care about them, but you could hear all the selfishness coming from each person. Like, I want to stay in Atlanta for this reason. I want to stay in Atlanta for this reason. But it's like, is Atlanta best for Cam?
That's right.
That's what
But
happens,
shoot, we don't
though.
even know. We never seen him play no ball.
Like athletes, they always have the pressure of their family because, like, especially if like they support their family or they're like bringing their family out of the low impoverished into like a better
Another level of
situation,
life, right.
then it's always going to be pressure, like to make a better deal, to get a good deal.
And then
So.
we saw earlier in the season 2, and they did a quick flashback of when Reggie and Cam had the conversation about the $10 million check.
Yeah, that was like a foreshadow.
And they ended up burning that. And I think that just showed Cam trusting Reggie in his decision making as his manager. So in this episode here, it clearly showed that Cam still didn't have full trust in Reggie.
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of times they say you can't like make money with your family. Like sometimes it's like a bad like decision to even involve money making and your family because it can go wrong.
I think so too. Yeah.
So it's a lot at stake here, like him trusting his cousin and then him losing out on a great deal and not being satisfied with his career. So
Agreed.
it's a lot.
They brought up a point. Sorry to Gary, but when Flaherty came into the situation, he said there is a difference between business with friends or just straight business, boom, boom. And that's why it's so hard to mix them, because with friends, there's emotions involved, you
Right.
know. But if it's not friends, it's just business. This is right, boom, done.
That's what I was going to say, touch on that too, because they said in the episode something about you can't really be friends with somebody you're paying. I mean, no, you really can't. So it's like he's technically paying Reggie, so I can't imagine how much harder it is having a family member that you're paying. It's like, for me, it's not so much as distrust in Reggie, because we already know Reggie does great things as far as negotiating.
Yeah.
But it's like, we never see if Cam has a mind of his own. Like, if you're
That's
gonna come
true.
to Reggie with saying like this is making me unhappy, you gotta come with him like with some solutions, because
Yeah.
Reggie comes with his like research done.
Reggie
is the thinker.
points
He's
made,
on
like
time.
this is A,
Reggie's
B,
the
and C,
thinker,
and what I'm
yeah.
thinking. Where you don't come contradicting him or try to like go against him. What do you think? Because you might be unhappy without coming with some reasons, because he's gonna always be able to counter you.
That's what happens with talent, though. Even when you see like talent with publicists, like the publicists are always the ones that are making the decisions. Even when the talent f's up, the talent's never the one that writes out the apology. It's
No.
always the publicist. So in this instance, it's like Cam's almost like a child in this instance, because he's like, I don't really know what to do. My career, like, come on, like like he's leaving it up to Reggie.
I think he just needed to play his position, which was just be the talent. Let me do what I do, which is manage you.
Because you should know I got your best interest in mind.
Exactly.
Like, I've proven that time after time after time.
So the interesting thing that this episode brought to light was how close Flaherty actually was with the family. So shout out to him, because he gave M. Chuck a little edge to get into Georgia State. I bypassed that the whole season. I don't know why that I didn't get a catch of that, but yeah. So he did that for her as well. When Uncle Julius died, he was at the hospital too. So I guess he did have a emotional involvement with the family as a whole.
I'm kind of like Reggie. Like, I always think that
He was
people's
doing
motives
it
are
for a
calculated.
reason.
Yeah, like, I don't think that necessarily he might have had ill intentions, because being there for somebody on their death, during the death, he was there, physically there. It wasn't like he just took the card and made sure everything was good. He was physically there, so that's like a step above. But in my mind, sometimes you see people, especially that you do business with, it seems all calculated. Like, this is what they have motives behind this. Like, so they
This is chess. It's not checkers.
Exactly. So he can pull on those heartstrings when it's time to negotiate.
Agree?
Yeah, and I mean, in this aspect, he kind of like helped them get to different levels. So I'm wondering, is that why the family was like on edge? Is because like, M. Chuck just got into Georgia State. Like, if they would have like crossed Jimmy the wrong way, he could have easily like, called up his people
Taking
and
it
said
back.
like,
Yeah.
hey, we don't.
But
really
don't you
her,
want to see your players and their families do well? That's what keeps them happy. That's what keeps them on playing for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like that him doing that is kind of like him being a great owner and a great businessman, because like this, I have these players who have these families, especially ones that are coming from lower income. I need to help them do good, because if my players happy, their family's happy. This whole thing is a happy situation.
Agreed. Yeah, and I think everybody was happy at that point, especially M. Chuck. They did go out the way to say she is the first woman to actually go to college out of the family. So she's doing big things in that aspect. I highly doubt as the show goes on, they'll see anything of her involved in the college atmosphere. I think they just wanted to say it just to show how much impact Flaherty has done.
Maybe.
I mean, I think that definitely is true. I think that's true. They want to see the impact, and that was just kind of like they have been kind of passing over it a little bit, just giving us sprinkles here and there. But we're starting to dive into the characters more.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like, we're seeing less of Cam and way more of everyone else. So we may see some stuff next season if we return next season. Her being in college or her doing some changes. Everything that's going on with her and everybody growing.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting too, where they wanted to kind of show like him coming in to the family and like at the not the graduation, but the congratulation party for her. It was like, oh, Jimmy's here. He's bringing over like a gift.
Yeah, which they weren't expecting him to actually be there too. That's why they were all shocked.
Yeah, so.
Because it's negotiation time, they thought he would keep his distance because they are trying to keep their distance.
Right.
I'm telling you,
they had agreed to keep their distance.
Emotions switched things up quick, which as the episode went on, it came down to the deadline of the deal, and I thought this was very bold. The Jimmy Flaherty, he came after the deadline, so it was like 12 o'clock with 15 seconds after, and he came with the bottle like, hey, good, I got the deal that you guys want.
Ha ha ha, family.
Yeah.
Right. But Reggie
was like,
as a manager said,
sir.
like, bro, the deadline was 12 o'clock.
Right.
You're not listening to me here. You're messing around. And he's like, so no. And of course the family was like, oh no, blah, blah, blah. But if Reggie did not stand his ground,
we wouldn't have ever got the opt-out.
Yeah, and that's really true too. Like, you're kind of disrespecting my time. Like, don't think that because, like, you know, you're part of the family and we bring you into the family that you could just, like, slide in when you can, because it won't be any sort of, like, issue with me because we're close. No.
I get it. I
Put the
fired my best of
closeness
friends
to
in
the
the past.
side. Right.
I don't care. You don't play with somebody's money. Like, you play with my
Right.
money, that's a different situation. That's really disrespectful. Disrespecting my time, my talent, my energy, my everything. Like,
it is.
I will fire you.
Business is very hard. I think the audience knows that we've came to the conclusion that it's very hard to do business with any type of friend, any type of family, because there's got to be a certain respect level that both sides honor. If you don't, then we can't do business. But that's just me there. But one thing that we did see was Lisa popped up back. If you guys don't remember, Lisa, this was Cam's crush. She was looking fine as hell.
Did you see her legs? Bruh.
Flaherty
Her legs
took the words out of my mouth.
Like, bro, like,
Yeah.
I was hoping like a little something pop off. Y'all know I'm not really on the Allison train right now. Speaking of which, I don't know if you guys, the viewers, saw that tweet that Survivor's Remorse, the show actually follows us, and we follow them. You know,
cool people.
Keep up a little bit, and they tweeted that Cammy Sun thing that I sent you guys. I was so upset. Like, I know you guys knew I was boiling inside. Like,
they tried it.
You tried it. You completely
They're trying
tried
to
it.
make it work. They're trying to make Camison work, and it's just not
No,
working.
it's not.
Camison hasn't had any lines
Ever since season 2.
No love scenes since like episode 2. We haven't
It's
seen
just
anything.
too innocent.
Yeah, it's just like not there for us.
Get freaky.
So I could have seen a real little
something.
relapse with Issa. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I wouldn't have minded.
Which too, yes. So we see her the last time we saw her on the show. Her and Cam were getting freaky deaky. So and speaking of the level of the freakiness, it's obviously changed from season 2 to season 3.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
that little
they were
disease.
toned.
Yeah.
They said to put
The fire out.
That was kind of touchy there and all, but so as the episode continues on, so each person is letting, what is it, Lisa or
Issa
letting them know of a story, blah blah blah, and Reggie, props to him, he does this mystery team that ultimately helps him out in the end.
Yeah.
If he never did that, I don't think he'd have been able to get the
He had to shake
contract.
him up a bit.
That's right. And
Yeah.
they mentioned earlier in the episode, it's all about leverage when it comes to negotiation. If I have something that you need, I'm on top. If you got something that I need, you guys got a juice in that way. And and he kind of made it out of nothing.
Yeah, I knew that this was coming for Reggie. Like, a few weeks ago, I was saying we're going to see a different side of him, and he really stood his ground. Like, usually, you know, people can kind of pull one over on him and just kind of like, you know, oh, Reg, blah, blah, blah. But no.
Swindle it, right?
Yeah, but no, this time he was like, no. Like, that part where, you know, the first negotiation happened, and he was like, no. And Cam was like, I just seen you act like a child. Like, that was him, you know, saying no. Like, I'm not doing this.
You owe him a couple apologies.
Yeah.
He does.
A couple apologies now.
And in that scene, they made a great point. You don't know your actual worth. And then he said, you don't know my worth. But being talent, as we all are, when we get these contracts, especially the first one, they give you a low ball number.
But we're just happy to be on camera.
We're just happy to be. Oh yeah,
What?
right? So I think it comes down to being able to know your actual worth and having a person in your corner willing to actually fight for that is big.
But not getting too big for your britches, you know, at the same time.
Yeah, you can't be on your first thing and say million out the gate.
Yeah, he came in with the contract and brought them to supposedly, because we ain't seen no ball play.
Right.
But he's now made them a winning team. So now he has proven his worth. It's not like he came in, trying to get this before they even saw him, how he would do with the team. He's proven that he's worth it now.
And Reggie made a great observation, was they brought you here. They built the team around you. So if they don't have you, they got to start from ground zero. And I think that's what gave Reggie the confidence that he actually had, that you're not going nowhere. You'll get the contract if you toughen it out until the end, which they ultimately did.
Yeah.
I thought one funny thing about this was the strip club that they were in. That strip club looks scary.
She was like, "Can we just meet at a Starbucks
or something?"
And I had to agree at that point.
I was like,
Now those extras, if they were extras, I don't know.
she had the fire.
Starz has just a way of pushing the envelope with their shows.
Always do, yeah. So after that scene, we actually see the actual contract where they get the max years, max contract, and the opt-out option. If a lot of people may not understand what they meant inside the sauna scene, where they said, "Oh, you want Europe, Africa, I don't know, China, Russia, blah, blah, blah," whatever it was." But
Belgium, all that.
pretty much that scene was Reggie is coming for everything. He doesn't want to settle, and ultimately it did help him out in the actual end there. So. And that was pretty much the show.
The one thing I noticed about Cam, though, is he's like really quick to take a deal.
Very quick.
Like, I guess that's for anyone who's like trying to get to the next level. Like, so I'm glad he has Reggie, because Reggie
Definitely.
like thinks, he doesn't jump to it because the money is there. He's like, we need to outweigh all our options. So
Yeah.
Cam sometimes can be an idiot.
Cam would be in a whole different situation if Reggie was not in the
Very
picture.
true.
Oh yeah.
Because he's just so nice and
Yeah.
He's kind of naive too.
Low key. Yeah.
But I mean, in the end, everyone got what they want, right?
They did actually, matter of fact. Yeah. I did like the mom, even though she didn't have a lot of scenes, the funny was still there. Example, inside the church.
Yes.
Why don't you guys shut the F up?
We're at the church. The funny thing is, I watched a movie this weekend called The Spread, and the lady on the spread got the vaginal snapback, and it made me think of you guys, because I was like, Cassie, that vaginal snap is a real thing, huh?
That is actually real.
She had to get it for Chin because he's kind of small down there.
Which he's actually back too.
Just kidding.
Which we did see Chin the last time I saw Chin. Him and the girl they were arguing. Not the girl, Mama.
Yeah. Well, remember he came back because he wasn't gonna let his Cassie go over this whole sex bot thing. So we still see him around, which is good. And he's he's been offering his expertise because he's been in the sports world for a little while. So Chin is kind of like, I don't know, we call him the comic relief or just a random Asian guy of the show to keep the demographics
usually it's the random black guy,
right?
so
But we have
we feel good.
a random Asian guy.
Right.
Well, it was funny too how Catfish, his character was like getting just like pushed around this episode. Open the door.
I'm sure he already knows where it is. I let it in last time. Like,
This is hilarious.
It's just good. We're getting some comedy from everybody else, and it's not so much. I'm saying less of Cam, but it's good to see the other characters coming about, and it's like we're getting more. We're getting more out of the show now.
I still want more out of Cam though, because
I do. Can he dribble a ball?
Can he play a game?
Yeah. Can he shoot a jumper, just twirl on his finger?
How about some stats? How about some made up stats, right?
Right.
And I almost feel like him and Allison are like married. Like it's like kind of boring at this point because she's just kind of like this. Like
she's just there.
She's just there.
They're just like, you know what? Why don't we just put you in this scene? Go ahead, like just lean on her.
She was late to her scene.
Lean up on the shoulder.
They took her in the board in the editing room. Like just edit her out, y'all. Like no, that didn't really work. Like she's now boiled down to maybe 3 lines this whole season.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I want that to kind of go back on the freakiness of the show. Is the way they started the show. Cam was smashing random girls at a point, right?
But that didn't even look right.
To
the
point where she's at, right? But like, it's just a whole different demeanor. I feel
it's just like the dating thing for Cam's character has not resonated with the viewers yet, or with us yet. It's just like I'm just not feeling it, and it could be just like, it could be Jesse. It could be we're not wanting to see this man be a man in this type of, arena, like dating and whatnot. It's just uncomfortable for us all. Watching someone grow up. You see a child actor and then all of a sudden, 10 years later, watching them, they're doing a sex scene. We're all just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So
Whoa,
it could
what you
just
doing
be
there, buddy?
how we feel about Jesse altogether, or it could just be, it's just kind of too forced.
Yeah, I mean, maybe because when the relationship started, it was more so very innocent and it never like escalated. Like it was never like resonate. I mean, viewers at home were not like, oh, like, okay, or, you know, like getting like all sorts of where they could be like, oh, I'm innocent. No one feels like that because they're not doing anything to kind of push.
I mean, that's why when we first seen Issa, that
it
went
was
100.
You know,
yeah, that was
hot. You know, like,
a little bit. No,
you got to give it. You got to give it like punches in the face with this. You can't just
like
like
a few notes.
you can't just like kind of sprinkle it on us and think we're gonna be okay with this. Whole thing was so innocent. Then we had the one little intimate scene early on in the season. It was just like,
that's it
about this.
That's what y'all got for
y'all
us?
should have cut this one out too. Like, they could at least put them on some dates. Or,
I guess
a
vacation. Let's see that.
Or we're going to have to spice this whole thing. The season it a little bit. Like, this thing got to go.
They should have had her come back to Boston for the wedding. Mm-hmm. That'd have
why
been a
didn't she
good
go to
thing
that?
Kind of, makes sense. But actually, shout out to the whole cast, the team. They did get picked up for another season, which I'm not sure if we told our after show.
Yeah, we said it.
But hey, mention it again. All right, so they will be back, and I'm just interested to see what else they have left. So time for predictions.
2 more episodes.
Yeah, it's almost done. So predictions, people. What's up? And I like the music. Okay.
There we go. Our prediction.
There we go. One of my after shows, I don't know if it was this one, but I was like, all right, let's go into predictions. Nothing. The comments were like, and the music starts now. So shout out to that person there. What I want to see the rest of the season, I want to see more about Cam. They've touched upon pretty much every character, I think, besides Cam. Mm-hmm. We learned a lot about the mother, Chuck, Reggie, and in that relationship yet. We still haven't learned where Cam is on the court, obviously, but even his personal relationship. So that's what I'm looking
you're
forward
probably
to.
gonna get that next week.
Hopefully,
because Cam finds out some secrets about the family that he's not ready for. So
is he ever ready?
Never.
He's like the most dramatic.
Yeah, he's like, what? Just kidding, but no, maybe you're gonna actually see him like open up in that aspect. And then also, I noticed at the congratulations party for Chuck, her mom was like, "I'm so proud of you," or it's kind of like a breakthrough.
There was a moment there.
Yeah, there was a moment, even though they laughed at Cassie, and it was still like some sort of moment there. So maybe we might see something with her and Chuck getting a bit closer, doing more like mother-daughter things maybe. I mean, they kind of do that in anyhow, but it just more personal, more like, getting to that
like
area.
Whatever happened with the therapy sessions, they kind of just...
Yeah, I mean, I guess for the show, they don't want to like just stick on one thing and then just have us kind of like get into that. They want to like just sprinkle everything in so we can be like,
it seems like they're trying to fit a lot in 30 minutes.
Okay, cool, so.
For me, I want to see more Chuck. I'm like really enjoying the storyline with her.
I mean, her body was looking
like
crazy.
Erica Ashe. Yes,
she looks good.
Yeah,
she brought that friend with her. Shout out to Jesse.
Erica Ashe is really just killing it this season, and just like they're really exploring the Chuck characters. I want to see like how college is for first day, first
cool.
campus experience, because we all know she's a little crazy. Listen. Listen. I'm gonna have to get in this writing room. Either we're gonna have to throw some lorries on this relationship, or we can cut this out. Like I'm really not here for Allison and Cam. So I really want to see something really spice up at the
want
end
to
of
spice it up, yeah.
Yeah, like I would love to see some at
Bring
the
it
end
back.
at the end of the season, like spice this thing
Some-
way up to keep me coming back for season 4, or else I'm gonna need to see a really hard breakup.
Oh,
A really
yeah.
hard breakup or a groupie mess up the relationship or
Right.
something.
Like
Man, I
something.
need something. I need some drama. Okay,
Something.
I need something. It's
Okay?
2016, people. Relationships are not all that nice now.
Right,
so.
like they're not chemists.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
haven't seen any like build up or I haven't seen any struggle.
She didn't even get no attitude at the
Yeah.
photo shoot. Like,
Oh, right. Out of all times, when
times.
someone else is all up on your man,
She kind of just like,
I'm just gonna go to work.
okay.
which is
Let me stick around and see a little something.
Yeah, it's not real. I mean, it's not realistic, like in that aspect. Like, I mean, they're not really giving us that character, like how her emotions may feel,
Especially-
on her dating an athlete. Like,
Right,
we're
And
not
that would be
getting
a
right.
great way
Yeah.
for us to get to know Cam more. Like
Yeah.
seeing him in this situation with her, like balancing this and family and basketball and his emotions for her and like falling in love. Like that would bring so much more to his character because we're not seeing a whole lot of him this season.
especially in season 2, they had Cam work just to actually get her
Right.
to actually go out on a date. He did all this work,
And that was interesting for
for
us.
this?
Yeah, right. For her to just be
Just-
sitting around, like, you know,
I
just
don't know.
there like a dead weight.
Yeah.
Like that was, last season was interesting for us to see him work for this, But
Right.
now it's like, he got her and it's like, okay, and what?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
She's
Keep
just there
her.
to look pretty. That's all I'm getting.
Right, but we got
Pretty
used to
much.
coming in the situation. She's just barely making it now.
You got that
They done
spicy
changed up
Latino
M. Chuck's hair and
yeah.
whatnot. Like, you're just there now.
Matter of fact, shout out to M. Chuck. I had someone actually come up to me and say, "Yo, M. Chuck, she's really from Boston. Her accent's real." I'm like, "Bruh, she's not from
She's not
Boston.
from Boston.
She's just a great actress." No, Jimmy, I'm like, "Bruh."
No,
No,
I talked to her and met
Trust
her.
me, yeah.
She's
I'm
not
not
from
gonna
Boston.
drop her name, but I'm just saying she's not from Boston. Man, but that is it for our show there. Shout out to everybody who did join in. Make sure you continue the conversation in the comments because we are here on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I'm your boy Jimmy V at Be Your Own Dad. My people's over here.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl Trene. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at your girl Trene.
And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, all those good things at I am Gary Thomas.
Thanks for tuning in. 2 more episodes and we out of here. See you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.